Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, popping in because we just crossed Valentine's Day, and I didn't post on Valentine's Day intentionally. It just fake day to me, man. I really don't do y'all holidays like that. I celebrate my wife every day, and every day I try to do something to show her that I love her and that I love her the way Christ loved the church. And so I posted it today, actually, in honor of this here series, and this the Better Husband series, and hopefully one day we can have a turn this into a seminar, men only, Better Husband series. And but I wanted to I'll be teaching on this week at 12 noon, so stay tuned. 12 noon Eastern. If I miss a day, that's because I had too many in-person meetings or something. But tomorrow we on the road with soccer, so just stay tuned, check in, and I'll try to put it into a playlist. And this for me, this for the fellas. I'm talking to myself on this because I this is how I talk to myself and keep myself on the straight and narrow and living right and doing the right thing. But this is for every aspiring husband, men who want to be married one day, and also men who are married. And this is the hard work, this the real work that got to be done. Now, this from the flow with the spirit. I don't have notes or anything like that. I jotted down some little touch points, but today will be the deep dive just in case this the only one you get to see. And then I'll do follow-up topics and kind of expound and tell different sides of the story throughout the rest of the week. And today is Tuesday, March, no, February 18th. Now, here's the first thing I want you to understand as a man, and this is something that we all have to do. And that first part is healing. And when I say healing, is you got to look at your life, you got to look at your history, your upbringing, and you have to confront the lies, because you were lied to by your dad, your mom, your uncle, your aunt, your grandfather. You were lied to about what it is to be a man and what it is to be a husband. And even if you had a father in the home, you still were lied to because your father did not know what it really meant to be a husband. And what you were seeing, what you were perceiving from other men was a lie. And the reason why it was a lie is because you never saw Jesus walk. You never had the opportunity to see Jesus in the flesh and to see his sacrifice and to see the way that he moved and the way that he treated the church. You didn't get to see the stripes he took on his back. You just read about it. So you didn't really get to feel it. You didn't really get to see the persecution and the sacrifice and the love. So when you read the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and it says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. You've done all the studies and all the hermeneutics and all of the theology degrees, but yet still did not understand that passage. That passage, for whatever reason, slipped past you, and you could not grasp the depths of that passage. And first, what I want you to understand as I'm talking about this is that no woman is deserving of the love of Christ, because no human is deserving of the love of Christ. No man nor woman is deserving of the love of Christ. He loves us despite all. He loves us in and out of season. He loves us when we are good, when we are bad, when we are righteous, and when we are evil. He has shown love for us, and he sacrificed for us. He gives to us daily new grace, new mercy, and abundant, everlasting love. As long as we are pursuing him and we are trying and we have a conscience for Christ, We are not separated from him. Now, we can go out and fight for separation, just like a woman can fight for separation from her man. We can do everything to run from the blessings, just like a woman can do everything to run from the blessings. But one thing about this love is sacrificial. This love is abundant. This love is above and beyond. This love is real. This love is selfless. And that's one thing that a lot of men don't understand, that this love is so selfless, because what we do is we base our love based on the woman, based on our feeling, based on the environment, based on the season, based on our finances. And we get in our feelings so easily and so often. And we say to ourselves, well, she doesn't deserve this. She doesn't deserve that. She doesn't do this. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do this on this level. She doesn't do this amount of time. So she doesn't deserve that. Imagine if Christ, and if you Muslim or you something else, then maybe you could try to stretch and hear and understand where I'm coming from and not have your stomach turn, and you can understand the metaphor if you know anything about Christ and the love. But imagine if Christ based his love off of us, off of our behavior and who we are. And so that's the hypocritical aspect of Christian men, when we base our wife's love, the love that we give her, we base it off of her behavior. We base it off of how we are feeling about her on our bad days, with our unhealed selves. We base our love, and we will not be selfless. And I deal with men all the time who they will tell me, they say, Tony, man, I want my woman, man. I want my woman back, man. I want to get my woman back. And I'm like, okay, well, get one of those airplanes with the sign at the back of it and fly it over her job. Tell her, I ain't doing all that, man. Man, I ain't finna do all that. You don't want her then. You really don't want her then. Did you hurt her or did she hurt you? Why you want her back? You want her back because you took her for granted. You want her back because you got loud, because you mistreated her, because you cheated on her, because you beat on her, whatever it was. It could have just been ignoring her, neglecting her. Whatever it was, what did you just say out your mouth? You want her back. So if you want her back, then why not give it all? Why not step outside of your ego? And the reason why I'm using, this ain't about religiosity. This ain't about all of that right there. It's just the metaphor of God wanted his children back. So he gave his only begotten son. And his son took on the sin of every human that will ever live. And his son was sacrificed. He was crucified for you and I. So, and then we were instructed to love our wives as Christ loves the church, but we never take the time to draw the parallel between the love of Christ and the love of a husband. Listen, the love of a husband is exhausting. It is unfair. But the love of Christ is exhausting and unfair. Like, literally take on the attitude, the flaws, the imperfection of your wife, and then be crucified for it. And tell me that is fair. Take on all her flaws and everything she does wrong, all her selfishness, all her greed, all her ignorance, all her rudeness, all her laziness. take on everything, then you pay the price for it as the man and tell me it's fair. See, we don't process the parallel. We don't process that comparison, that metaphor of husbands love your wives as Christ loved the church. And that's why we call the Christian husband should be the best husband on the face of the earth, because we are the only religion where the Son of God took on the sins of man and was crucified for it. But what was he given? He was resurrected and given eternal life with the Father in heaven. So a man who takes on the flaws and the failures and the sin and the unjust treatment of his wife will not fail. You will never go without. You will never fail. Like, listen, I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from somebody without a college degree, somebody without a mentor other than my father, somebody who then made every mistake, somebody who was a womanizer, a dog. But when I started loving my wife the way that Christ loved the church, that's what produced what you see before you today. A man blessed in every way. A man who doesn't have to compare or covet or be jealous of any other man because of taking on the instruction and the love of Christ for my wife. And I had to come to this place to where I realized I'm not loving her based on what she deserves, because what I do, she doesn't deserve it. It's not that a human doesn't deserve everlasting, forgiving, complete just sacrifice. We don't deserve that as humans. We have to choose to give that. Because if we just love based on how we feel, then our love would be terrible all the time. If we love based on how we feel. If we love based on what we feel someone has worked for or what they have earned, then we would never give love. We wouldn't be able to have a healthy relationship if we based our love on that. That's not how we can live in this life and truly be happy everlasting, because that's not real love. That's conditional love. But see, what you have to do as a man is you got to go into a space to where you really put it all on your back, the way Jesus did, where you really take them lashes on your back, the way Jesus did. And you said, you know what? This woman is not cooking as much as she need to be cooking. She is not cleaning as much as she need to be cleaning. She's not sexing as much as she need to be sexing. She ain't doing this. She ain't doing that. She ain't doing that. You take all of that and you wash it. You wash it. You wash all of it. And you get out these punks, manospheres and MGTOW and red pill. Those are lames. And those are lames. Those are hurt men. They have been hurt by a woman with a big booty and a smile. They wanted a woman who did not want them. They wanted a woman who hadn't been touched. She had been violated at a young age. She became a savage. And they wanted this woman for her booty. They wanted this woman for her beauty, and they got cheated on. They got cheated on, they got used, they got dogged out. So they joined this community for revenge of the lames. You got to stop listening to them idiots. Stop listening to them cucumber in the booty men. And you have to be a man. And you got to realize that a real man is a warrior. A real man is a frontliner. We put it on. We put it all on. We take the stripes on our back. We bear the brunt for the family. We carry the sins of the family. We put our wife on our back. We put our children on our back. We suck it up. The long days, the hard days, when you tired, when you injured, when you hurting, when you lonely, when you broken, we put it on and we lean on God. We go to the end of the earth and back. We bend over backwards. We do the unthinkable. We go above and beyond. We do not cry. We do not complain. We do not get the rest that we need. We put it on and we put it on God. We say, Lord, when I'm weak, I need you to hold me. And what he's going to do is he's going to give you wisdom. Today I'm going to Pilates at 1:00 because the Lord gave me wisdom to say, start to invest in your body. Start to invest in you. Invest in your mental health. Today I'm fasting. I'm on a water fast today. The Lord say, let your body be cleansed. Let your body be purged. The Lord say, don't depend on alcohol. Don't depend on TV, Netflix. Don't depend on your phone, reels and shorts and TikToks. Don't depend on external things. The Lord say you got to go within. You got to go within and you got to create a space of self-love and self-care so that when you tired, when you lonely, when you broken, when you feel like you can't go anymore, you can go within and you can cry out for the power of the Lord and you can accept that and you can continue to walk upright, walk strong for your family. And this is what we have to do. For the last several days, my son has been he's been having games like every day from like I think it was like Wednesday, Thursday, or it was something like no, it was something like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And the games was like a 2-hour drive both ways, like driving 2 hours, driving 2 hours back every day. And my wife, she over in the passenger seat, her feet kicked up. She relaxing. And I'm driving, I'm falling asleep. I'm about to wreck. I'm tired. My stomach hurt. But I thought about this is the call of a man. A man got to put it on. We got to do what we don't feel like doing. Like, and so as a breadwinner, last night I cleaned our toilet and I cleaned our sink. I mean, our bathtub. And my wife doesn't work a job. But so I could have sat in my feelings and say, hey, she don't work no job. Why am I about to clean? Why do I have to clean the toilet? Why do I have to clean the shower? But the Lord say, go above and beyond. He said, it don't matter what she don't do. It don't matter where she at, he was like, seek to understand. So then I thought about, and the Lord reminded me, he said, a woman is the weaker vessel. So I thought about my wife and I thought about what a woman goes through. Thought about the menstrual. Thought about how her body is weaker than mine. Thought about how the Lord has blessed me to where I get to sleep in. So I get to sleep in at 9:00 every day. She got to wake up 4:30 every day to get the boys ready for school. So I could just look at what I do and not look at what she does. And the Lord showed me how she fall asleep in the blink of an eye every night because she's so tired. And that she chose to get up and drive the boys every day. And the Lord say, although what you do is painful, if you had to do what she does, you might want to blow your brains out. Because what I found is what God does is God gives a woman the mental capacity to do the things that a woman needs to do. And he gives a man the mental capacity to do the things that a man needs to do. So what my wife does, I don't want to do. And what I do, she doesn't want to do. What she does, I cannot do. And what I do, she cannot do. So the Lord showed me that. And this is why we are intended to do our job without comparing to what the other person is doing. We are called to do what we are called to do and not worry about what she is doing and what she isn't doing. It's our job as a man to heal, to grow, and to lead. And when you lead as a man, your love and your example, it will start to help her heal, and it will help her grow, and it will show her by example what love is. It'll show her by example what selflessness is. It'll show her by example what sacrifice is. And then after she is filled, after she is full from your love, she will start to feel like a criminal who has been stealing from you. And then she will make a decision to start to reciprocate because you have loved above and beyond with a smile and without complaint. You have shown her what it means to be a man. You've shown her what it means to be a warrior for Christ. You've shown her what it means to be a frontliner, what sacrifice means, what unconditional love means, what leadership means, what selflessness means. You have shown her what her father did not show her. You have shown her what her ex boyfriend or ex husband or ex lover did not show her. You have shown her that you are a real man. You are the one. You are him under him. That you are the leader. See, the leader takes initiative. The stronger vessel puts the weaker vessels on his back. See, the leader takes the lead and sacrifice and loves and sets the tone. The leader steps out and the leader starts to make a way. And the leader doesn't wait on anybody else to give him away. He only leans and talks to God. He leans on God and God shows him the way and he follows those footsteps. See, and when sometimes you'll listen to your wife and you'll be led astray. David, Solomon, Samson, we've seen men that have fallen for a woman and fell into the wrong trap or fell into or gave into lust like David with Bathsheba. Sometimes as a man, you will listen to your woman and she'll lead you astray. And that's when you have to remember that you are the head and you are the leader and you have to lead in love and you have to be able to say, hey, God instructed me to do this. And it's not going to be what the world wants. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to feel good. But this is what God instructed me to do. He instructed me to lead the charge to get us out of debt. And that means we got to give up this and we got to give up that and we can't buy this and we can't buy that. We can't go here. We can't do that. But the borrower is servant to the lender. So I'm about to attack this debt as if I am conquering new territory and new land. And when I attack this debt, I'm canceling these credit cards. I'm canceling the debt. So I'm going to pay the debt and then I'm canceling the debt so the debt cannot be reopened. And that may be painful for your wife. Hearing the word budget, budgeto, budgista, budgelita, in every language, it may be painful. But that's what leadership is. And guess what? If you love her wholly, WHOLLY, if you love her fully, if you love her selflessly, if you love her purely, then your love will wash her and she will understand. See, if you're willing to wash her feet, I mean, if you're willing to massage her feet, if you're willing to massage her back, if you're willing to massage her temples, anytime, see, my wife, she now knows that if she speaks of an illness, that I find a cure. So she will say out loud, instead of just going through it, she'll say out loud, I got a migraine. Cause she knows that when she says she got a migraine, I'm gonna sit her down beside me in the bed, and I'm gonna sit right here. We got the TV on, and I got my phone in this hand. I might be looking at YouTube, but then I'm gonna take this hand here, and I'm gonna put it on her head, right like this, and I'm gonna just do like this, and I'm gonna massage her. I'm just doing like this, massaging her temples. And I'm gonna massage her temples for as long as my hand, and being a man, my hand is strong, so I could do this for 20, 30, 40 minutes. And I'm gonna just massage her temples, and I'm going backwards, I'm going forward, and then I come take this hand, put my phone down, and I take this and I put it on the bridge right here, and I pull down and I pull down, and I do that 15, 20 times. Then I take my fingers and I put them here inside of her, inside the eyes, and I push up and I hold it for 15 seconds. Then I take and I push back here, right, get right behind that neck, and I get right in them two little divots, and I pull up for 15 seconds. And then I take and I find a knot in her neck, and I press down on that knot, and I hold it for 15 seconds. And I find a knot on the other side, and I press down and I hold it for 15 seconds. And by this time she laying flat, and she have a migraine that could kill a horse. But I massage her, and then in the midst of that massage, I start hearing deep breathing, and I just hear her, just breathing deep. She knocked out. She is knocked out. She gone to sleep. And every time she do that, and then if she have stomach cramps or she have a stomach ache, she knows that if she says I have a stomach ache, that without her asking me, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna come and I'm gonna do a stomach massage, and I'm rubbing up her stomach like this, and I'm pulling like this, and I'm pulling from the side, and for 20 minutes I'm massaging her stomach, and I'm pulling down, and I'm pulling down, and I'm pulling up, and then I may come down to her thighs, and I'm pulling down, and I'm pulling down her calves, and I'm pushing up, and I'm pulling down, and I'm just almost like a lymphatic massage with my hands. And she knows, because Jesus is a healer. So we have to be healers. If we to love her the way Christ loved the church, we got to sacrifice. We got to get uncomfortable. We got to do what we don't feel like doing. Because if we sit there and we go in our head, we will easily say, man, please, I ain't doing nothing, man. Because your butt lazy. Your butt don't never want to have sex. Your butt don't never want to cook. Your butt don't never want to clean. You don't never want to do this. You don't never want to do this. It's all you want to do is this. All you want to do is this. All you want to do is this. Don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. That's so easy to do as humans. The woman could do it to us too. She could easily do it. And we could easily do it to her. Like if we want to nitpick, we could nitpick. It's very easy to do. But what we got to do is we got to seek to see the good. We got to see the good. And even when we can't see the good, we still have to do good. And this is a part of being a man. This is part of being a man. So I want you to understand that it's time to heal. It's time to grow. It's time to forgive. It's time to serve. Now I'm gonna be on this series this week, and I'll be expounding on this. You'll hear a lot of the same stuff again, and that mean you really need to hear it, really need to let it seep and soak in. But get that in your spirit and start to really walk with it. Start to really process and get over yourself. Start getting over yourself. Start breaking free from your ego. Break free from your childhood trauma, from what your ex did to you, how she hurt you, how she cheated on you, how she lied to you. And you love your woman in spite of. And guess what? When you love her in spite of, if she takes your love for granted and she cheats on you, she lies to you, she mistreats you, she has to answer to God. She has to answer to God. you will see your wife going through pain and struggles that you can't alleviate if you are loving her the way Christ loves the church and she is abusing you and mistreating you and taking your love for granted. Think about it, even with the love of Christ for the church. When we live in repeated sin, constant willing sin, when Christ wants to love us and to make us whole, make us new, wash us clean, and we want to live in constant sin, what happens? We start to go through a lot of pain. We lose it all. We go through a whole lot. Yeah, it might be good for a while because the devil like to lull you to sleep and get you on that candy and have you gone, have you hooked, and then you lose it all. And so the same thing, like you'll see your wife go through. You'll see her struggle. You'll see everything fall through. And then one day, in the still silent of the night, God gonna minister to her. And whether he ministered to her just through the Holy Spirit or whether it take another woman, it may be another woman that says to her, do you know how lucky you are? She mean blessed, but she say lucky. Or she might say blessed. Do you know how blessed you are to have a man like yours? That you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. He does this, he does that, he does this. And then she gonna start reaching for some complaints. Oh yeah, but he leave the toilet seat up. Oh yeah, but he worked too hard. Oh yeah, he do this, he do that. And everything she say, that woman gonna throw it back at her. Leave the toilet seat up. Don't you got a hand? Put the toilet seat down. Don't he pay bills? What you mean he worked too hard? What you want to be broke? What you want to be disgusting? What you want, a lazy man? You can't have it all. If you want a man to pay bills, he got to work. What you mean? What are you complaining about? To be honest with you, you selfish. To be honest with you greedy. It's gonna be a woman that look your woman in the eyes and make her feel dumb as a box of rocks. She gonna be like, my goodness. And then when she start to hear the stories and the tales about other women, men, she gonna be like, oh man, I could be having to deal with that. I could be having to deal with that. This woman go over here getting cheated on. This woman over here got this man that just way too frugal, way too cheap. This woman over here got this man way too irresponsible. This man over here is a narcissist. This man over here is abusive. This man over here is this. This man over here is that. She gonna start to hear all that, and then she gonna start to realize, like, wow, okay. Mm. And guess what? God is real. So he's not going to let you bust your behind and work and grind and serve and then not show up and show her what she has in the blessing of a man. And that's what happens as men. We get so caught up in just thinking we got to do it all by ourselves and it's all on us. Oh, it's all on me. It's all on me. Everything on me. Everything on me. You know, she never going to realize this. She never going to celebrate me. She never going to give to me. Listen, you can't worry about that. You got to worry about what are you supposed to be doing? Are you treating her like a queen? Are you living and loving like you trying to win her love? And I'm going to tell you something. Humans are greedy. Humans are selfish. But what you also have to realize as a man is it's okay to ask for what you need. It's okay to communicate. Like, it's okay to, like, if I need me some loving, I open my mouth and I say, hey, baby, I need my little piece of you. Now, that's how I say it. You can say it however you want to say it, but that's just how I talk. Hey, baby, I need my little piece of you. And she know that's how I talk, so she don't get offended. And then, you know, and I go on over there and I lay on top of her, go to kiss on her neck and go to trying to play with her and all that. She don't let me kiss her neck or nothing because it give her the chills. So she don't let me kiss her neck. And I go on, I'm trying to lay all on. I'm touring around with her, tussling with her. She like play wrestle. She like that. You know, I try to kiss on her or whatever. She like to kiss and all that right there. and because I done asked for what I need, then she'll go ahead and when I get up, she'll go ahead. You want some? All right, then come on. And so it's okay if I feel offended, if I feel disrespected, I'll wait. I'll wait an hour to 24 hours. And then I'll say, hey, baby, I want to talk to you. Hey, I need to talk to you about this right here. When you said this, or when you did this, I felt like this. And I'm asking you not to do that again. Not to say that again, or not to do that again, or not to whatever, because this is how it makes me feel. And I don't like that feeling. And this is how I felt, and this is what it did to me, to my mind, or to my heart, to my spirit. And I expressed that. That's okay. See, what a lot of men do wrong is you feel a certain way, like you want sex, and you let her tell you no all the time, instead of saying, hey, this is what I need, and we are in a marriage, and this is what I'm going to get. So if we're going to be a team and I'm doing this, this also here is required of you. See, a lot of men think that what I be saying mean you just laying down and you just getting ran over and you just getting dogged out forever and always. No, you can express yourself. You can speak up and you can express yourself, and you can say, hey, this is what I need from you. But see, as a man, you got to make sure that you are giving above and beyond. Like, don't be a taker if you're not a giver. You got to give before you ask to receive. And that's what a lot of men are not doing. A lot of men don't want to do nothing, don't want to go above and beyond, but then want a woman to go above and beyond. And that's a flawed human trait. That's selfishness. That is not of God. When we are selfish and we are takers, but not givers. And that is where you have to move differently. And when you start to express yourself, so it's only certain seasons, like certain times of the month that you may just really be, that testosterone or whatever it is kicking, and that thing standing up, and you really feeling it. And then other times of the month you might be fine, like you can practice retention, and you can go into a space of creativity and be working on your business or what have you, or streams of income, and you are retaining your loins. And but then that time where you need it and you start to feel weak, you got to express that. But then when you express that, you got to help her prepare. So meaning, if that means you got to say, hey, baby, sleep in today, let me get up, I'm going to make lunches for the kids, I'm going to do the school run, or I'm going to do this, or I'll do the dishes, or I'll do the laundry, or let me massage your feet, let me massage your back, let me put you at ease, let me relax you, let me cook dinner, or let me do this, let me do that. So you take something that drains her energy and you take that off her plate, because it doesn't drain your energy the same way it drains her energy. And you know that, she has to be in a state of relaxation, because she is receiving you, and she receiving you into her body, which that's a much more powerful experience, being the receiver, than it is being the depositor. And so her body goes through a much more spiritually draining experience if she's already tired and already worn down. And if it's not something that she's addicted to, because if she wasn't made to be addicted to it from a young age, or turned out in that way, it's something that she appreciates and she respects, and she knows that it's love making, and she knows that it's bonding, but it's also not a vice or something that she has to have. It's a bonus, but she has to be in the right mental space and the right body space. And what you have to realize is women's body is different. And so when a woman is receiving her husband, that's also air being pushed into her body. And so that bloats her stomach. And it also could lead to discomfort. So if she's already cramping or have a headache or bloating, that's not a comfortable experience. Whereas for a man, we're not receiving air into our stomach. We're actually getting an ab workout and a back workout and cardio, and it makes us feel invigorated. Like it strengthens our loins. It makes us feel better. But where a woman, unless she's in the right mind state and the right emotional state, then it can take more than it gives. And in the process, as a man, of seeking to understand, then be understood, and you realize how different our bodies are, then you're able to position and be more delicate and do what you need to do to help her get in the place she needs to be in, so that this is productive. And this is aspirational for us all every single day. Like, no man will ever be perfect. No woman will ever be perfect. Let me state that as well. And anyone who feels like they're perfect is a lie, and lying unto themselves and also unto God. So we have to realize and understand that this is daily work, that this is a process, that we have to seek progress, but we got to understand that it's all about being selfless. It's all about being selfless. And I'm going to do another video on, compartmentalizing and making time. And let me jot that down. And we will do a expounding on serving her, communicating, and making time for her. So make sure you tap in this week, noon. I think today is Tuesday, noon Eastern. If it's not up there, I'm tied up. It'll go up the next day, or it might even go up 4 p.m. or later or something. So forgive me, but I'm shooting for noon. And start to just process. And I want you to ask yourself today, okay, what can I do for my wife to show her I love her? That has nothing to do with me. What can I give today without asking for anything in return? Foot massage, for nothing gift. It could be a dress from Target. For nothing gift, turning the shower on, lighting some candles, rose petals, full body massage. Give something to your wife today without asking for anything in return. Give a full body massage, get rocked up, and then lay down to go to sleep. Let that thing down. And if she doesn't come on to you, if she doesn't say to you, hey, do you wanna, or she don't just initiate and go there, that lets you know her body needed that deposit from your hands. She needed to receive without having to immediately give. She needed to be filled up. But see, when she is full, she's then going to want to give. She's going to have a reservoir she can give from, and she's going to say in her spirit, I am full, so let me give. He is filled me up. He's given to me, given to me, given to me, given to me. And it's not going to feel right. You're going to feel like a do boy. You're going to feel like a slave. You're going to feel like how Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph to be when he was in den. You're not going to feel right. It's going to be an outer body experience. You're going to feel like such a simp, such a lame. And you're going to be like, man, this ain't manhood. This ain't what it means to be a man. And that's because you listening to men who are not men. And they are the actual lames. So because they are the actual lames, and you listening to them, you got them making you believe that you lame for serving your wife, for giving to your wife and not asking or taking in return. And it comes to a place to where you'll start to realize and understand. Like after a couple of weeks, you'll see like you'll notice if your wife is a taker. But then you also got to take into mind how much have you taken from her. So if you cheated on her for years, then okay. If you beat on her, was mistreating her, verbally abusive, financially abusive, socially abusive, whatever type it was, then you start to realize like, okay, this is why it's taking so long. This is why I'm having to fill her up, fill her up, fill her up, fill her up. And it may take a little time for her to start to recognize what you're doing and then reciprocate. And that's because her love tank was depleted. She was in the negative because she was giving, but not receiving. And so that's what you got to realize and understand. And once you start to realize and understand that, then you'll come to a place to where you're like, okay, I see now. I see what's going on. So let me take and let me continue to serve and continue to do, continue to give. And then when she's full, now I'm telling you, when she starts to reciprocate, don't take your foot off the gas. Because at that point, you're going to want to kick your feet up. When she starts to reciprocate, you're going to be like, man, what's going on? What the world? You hear me? She might start to rock your world. And you like, what in the world? What is going on? You is flabbergasted. You hear me? And that's when you learn. That's when you're gonna learn that a woman was created for love. And you have activated within her that which God placed that needed to be turned on, that needed to be activated. And now you about to receive a love that's going to rock your world. It is going to blow your mind. And you got to be willing to be what they call a simp. You got to be willing to do a candlelight dinner if you know how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, order in from a good restaurant and then plate it. And set up them candles and create that date. You got to be willing to make that happen. And just start to walk in love. Start to walk in love and just do what needs to be done and don't worry about nothing else. Don't worry about who doing what. You walk in love and you do what you need to do. And God will add unto you. God bless me just in every area of my life. God bless me in my business, in my brand, in my finances. Just gave me favor amongst the people. And God took and put angels, earth angels in my life to just pour out and be a constant blessing. To just say to me, son, I got you. Your sacrifice is not in vain. Your faithfulness to your wife is not in vain. Because the Lord knows I could be out here knocking down all kind of little things. I could be out here wild, lean. The Lord knows that. So he honors and he blesses my faithfulness. Me being faithful to my wife, I've been blessed richly above and beyond my wildest imagination to where you can't pay me to sleep with the baddest, prettiest, sexiest woman in the world because of the blessings and the favor and the peace and prosperity that God has bestowed upon me for honoring my wife the way he has instructed me to honor my wife. And anytime I honor my wife, I get a blessing. Anytime I go broke and honor my wife, buying her a gift, giving her money, blessing her, anytime I say, man, I ain't really got it, but I'm going to give it. Like, I'm not going to withhold from my wife. Anytime I do that, I get a blessing. The Lord has showed me over and over and over. One thing I'm not going to let you do is go broke for being a blessing to your wife. And that thing has blessed me. That thing has blessed. And it ain't about money. Like, I'll massage her temple, massage her back, massage her neck, massage her feet, what have you. And then every now and then she'll let me know. Every now and then, everything, we not arguing, we not fussing and fighting, ain't going back and forth, everything going good. Sometimes she'll say, "Can you lotion my legs?" Oh, really? Lotion on the leg? Okay. All right now. You know where it going. And that just be a little cute. That be a little cute. It's just well done. Well done, my good and faithful husband. And so you need to be a good and faithful husband. And you need to serve. You got Bonefish Grill, get that filet mignon. Get that filet mignon with some asparagus or some broccoli and them garlic mashed potatoes, and order it on Uber Eats, or order and go pick it up and get that bread and that olive oil, and then put it on some nice plates. You need to go get the white plates. Stop using them old grandma plates with all them flowers on it. Go get the nice white chic plates. Get that wood bowl for the salad. Get that wooden bowl with the little tongs. And get you some white wine or red. Well, if you ain't state, red wine. If you don't drink, then get you a little mocktail. Make your little mocktail that's good for the stomach. A little cider or something. And a little water with lemon. Get your lemon and slice it up, and just sit it there, and that's boom. And if you got kids, let the kids sit down at the candlelight dinner and say, "This is a dinner for mom. We're doing a dinner for mom." And just randomly do that. Just randomly do that. And see, this is what we got to do. And we got to come to that place of being selfless, and going into a space of servitude, and really just serving and loving. We got to get out your raggedy uncle mindset. Get out your granddaddy mindset. Get out your daddy mindset. Get out your mama mindset. Get out the worldly mindset, and go into a sacrificial love mindset, and love the way Jesus Christ loves. And that changes everything. It changes everything. And see, the thing about it is, your blessings come from God, not from your wife. A man who loves his wife, a man who finds a wife, finds a good thing and receives favor from the wife. No, receives favor from the Lord. And I'm here to tell you that God's favor is greater than your wife's favor. God's love is greater than your wife's love. God's hand on your life is greater than your wife's hand on your checkbook. God's favor and love and grace and mercy is far greater than anything your wife can do. And you're going to feel that, and you're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed. So, hey, this is Tony Gaskins. Now, if you single, you can get on over to the Tony Gaskins Academy.com and join us in Singles Master Class. That closes the end of this month. So it's a one-time payment. It's not a subscription, just a one-time upfront payment for the whole year. We do monthly calls. We also got a singles group chat. You'll see the link to join that when you sign up. So grab your spot in there, and that'll be marriage boot camp, marriage preparation for the singles. And then for the husbands, or if you're a woman and you watch this and your husband doesn't know about me, or he doesn't watch this, tell him, say, "Hey, I watched this guy on YouTube named Tony Gaskins, and he was talking about, it was a lot of men in his life that was starting to struggle in his marriage. And so instead of just talking to them one-on-one, he decided to do a series for husbands, just from his perspective. You can listen to it on your own time. I'm not saying agree with everything he say or nothing like that. All I'm saying is he asked us to share this with our husbands. And he asked us to ask our husband to hear him out, and to be humble enough to hear him out, and to email him at inbox@tonygaskins.com with their disagreements or their questions. So, hey, it's Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Keep your head up. And shout out to my donors, Tony Gaskins Family Foundation. We we still got a long ways to go for me to be able to fund this program this summer. But we moving along. We moving along. We might be about 15% there. I would, yeah, about maybe 15%. So you know that 85 is a long way. So say that link in the description. Say that link just in case the Lord touch your heart. We got a lot to do this summer with the boys team and the program where they getting financial literacy, emotional intelligence, time management, learning how to handle peer pressure, learning how to obey and respect and honor their parents. So it's a lot of life lessons. Now in the boys club is on TonyGasAcademy.com. That's separate because that's virtual. We'll eventually work up to an in-person thing, but I'll be adding videos to that as well. So stay tuned as the lessons come. They'll be added there. And I put the first 5 weeks worth of videos up front. Just watch one video a week and then ask your son to write a little 3 to 5 sentence summary of what he learned and his thoughts on that topic, so that so you don't overwhelm them and have them watch all the videos all at one setting. It's gonna go in one ear and out the other. Just break it down one video a week, make it very bite-sized, make him want to see the next video by just keeping it bite-sized, one video a week. But hey, this Tony Gaskins, God bless you. All the important links in the description. We'll talk soon.